All right, peace and love, y'all. We about to get into this video with Dawn Robinson. Recently was on Angela Yee's podcast for an interview addressing, her being, homeless, so per se, been living out her car for the past 3 years, which everybody should know by now. All right, so we're gonna go to Angela Yee's Instagram page and pull up a couple of clips that she dropped on her page from the interview. So this one here is
You had been thinking
Yeah.
about.
All right, so this one here is Dawn addresses homelessness, rumors, Jermaine Dupri comment. So let's go ahead and get into this. Please smash that like button and let's continue.
It, and you said, I want to do this car life thing.
I said I did research, which is crazy. It's like it's almost like people think that I was just like thrown into Carliff and I had she's just homeless. It's not that at all. I made a choice. Like I said, I could have stayed at the hotels or I could have worked it out even with my manager to stay with him. Like, how can we make room in your apartment? He has a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. So it's like they saw what they wanted to see. They didn't see what I said. Like I said, they tore it apart and made certain parts like she's homeless, all this,
Right.
and she's destitute and she needs money and let's help her. And I'm like, you guys, I love the ones that came for me. Like, I have a place, I have a room, an extra room, you could stay with me. I'm like, my car is right now temporarily my room, my home. But I'm building my life from here. It's like that. And somebody said, oh no, she's not homeless. Look at her nails. She got her nails. It's called polish. It's called,
And
this
somebody
is not
also said she has an assistant. I saw
yeah,
Jermaine
yeah,
Dupri weighing in and saying, this is her choice. This is what she wants to do.
right.
She has an assistant. You're not, unhoused with an assistant.
Right, exactly. And for that comment, I was like, first of all, I've only met him once in my life, if that. I remember being around, but not directly meeting him. So I don't even think we said hello and shook hands or gave a hug. So I was shocked. Usually, artists to artists don't, you know what I mean? He's a producer, but he's still an artist. We don't attack each other like that. Like you would swear that he knows me directly, like he knows my story and why. It's like, where are you coming from? It was a shock, but I'm like, some people have to just be negative. And he doesn't know my story, so he's assuming instead of reaching out to me directly and saying, hey, I heard about your situation, what do you need, are you okay?
You had been thinking
Yeah.
about it and you said, I want to do this car life.
All right, man. All right, so that's Angela Yee's. Y'all can watch the full
You had been
interview
thinking.
of this on Way Up with Yee on Angela G YouTube. So let's go ahead and continue to
My
another
mom,
clip. All right, so this is Dawn Robinson responds to her mom speaking out. So let's go ahead and get into this clip.
and I like don't have that relationship that I really want, like I said. And if I said that stuff, not to put my mother on blast, I've always admired my mom. My mother moved my sister and I from Connecticut to California on her own and start a new life as a single mother with 2 kids. Like, you can move and do your thing when you're single, but 2 kids, like, she really made it work. And I had to remind her of that throughout my life. Like, Mom, you remember you did this. Like, you're so strong. She's like, oh my God, you're right. But then something happened with that relationship and there was anger. I was like, whoa, what is happening? I almost thought maybe early stages of dementia until I mentioned something to her. She's like, yes, I did. I said that and I'd say it again. Okay, so you knew what you were saying. When you have dementia, you're like, no, I don't remember that. I didn't say that. I would never say that to you. But she knew, and she didn't atone for what she said.
I saw she
Oh,
commented after all this and said that she
yeah,
would give you a hug if she saw you, and that,
she has to say that to make herself, you know what I mean? There's certain types of narcissism that I've heard about or learned about in my lifetime. My ex is one of them. My mother's a certain type, and so she doesn't want to look like, I'm not trying to make her look bad as a mother. She's been an amazing mother throughout my lifetime. But as she's gotten older, something happened when I lived with her again, and I'm like, this is not the same woman. This is not Barbara Jean. So she did it. They were so anxious to get an interview with her. And I was like, why are these people reaching out so hard on my mom? I didn't get to her and she didn't contact me to say, hey, Dawn, these people want to talk to me. That's what it used to be back in the day.
Right.
My mom and I like don't have that relationship.
And she pretty much called her mother and her ex-husband narcissists. So obviously she don't have a great relationship with her mother, and she damn sure ain't gonna have a relationship with her ex-husband. He tried to reach out, basically help her out with getting a job or a place to stay and or whatever. So let's go and get into this next clip. All right, this is Dawn Robinson talks about her former In Vogue members and have they reached out. So let's get into this clip. This is Angela Yee, Way Up with Yee. You can watch the full interview on her podcast. Let's get into it.
Anybody from In Vogue reached out, like watching that or seeing that, or do
Oh,
you still speak to them?
good question. I was shocked by that. But they probably know I'm tired of going back and forth to the group. Every single time I go back, I go back. We have deals on the table that make sense to me and would make sense to anybody else who has a brain in their head. I'm sorry. I got to just speak truthful. This is who I am. They pick the wrong deal every single time. And so they know that I'm not going to come back and deal with their shenanigans again. So they're probably like, Dawn's not going to come back. No, I told them the last time we had the opportunity to do this the right way. Plus, Cindy and Terry have a member in the group that she's very nice to me. Like I said before, I did those 105 interviews in 2020. Very nice to me. Rona has never done anything nefarious or nasty in my direction. I like her. She's a very nice person. I just wanted to celebrate our fans with just the four of us because Rona wasn't there from the beginning.
Okay.
And I just felt like it was, especially in what was it, 2020, that was our 20-year anniversary, was it? I think. So 2010 was our 20-year anniversary. So I wanted to share that with the fans, what we created from day one in the trenches, in living out of suitcases on the road and shaking hands, kissing babies and hugging fans. I wanted to give that to the fans ourselves without Rona around. And Cindy was like, it was just her and I in the room kind of going back to, because Terry kind of stands back and she lights the fire and then she acts like she doesn't do anything. So she's sitting there and she always did that. That was Terry's MO. And I said to Cindy, she said, well, Dawn, you know how she talks like Dawn, but you've only been with us for 13 years. Rona's been with us for 13 years and you were only with us for 8. And I said, yeah, I understand that, but Rona hasn't brought a hit to you guys, not one. and Maxine and I bring hits. I saying the biggest hit that we have, like, come on. I mean, no offense to Rona, but let's celebrate. When we did the Alicia Keys thing, I want to say 2007 or 8, the girls asked me to come back and Alicia Keys made it very, very clear that she wanted the original 4.
Right.
She didn't want any stand-in. She did, no offense to anybody, but she wanted the original 4. And the girls understood that. And they told Rona that she could not be there. Well, why is it that when Dawn says it, or the fans are saying it even, they're not paying attention to that? They're still ignoring it, like as if they don't hear what the fans are saying. The fans are making it very clear that they wanted me, Maxine, Cindy, and Terry. And I'm not going to be where I'm not wanted. So I'm not going to fight to get back into something. I've already come back every single time you guys ask me to come back. And then you make stupid decisions and I have to walk away.
All right, this is an article by Press Democrat. I guess Dawn's mother recently did an interview by phone, speaking out right after Dawn announced that she'd been living in a car for the past 3 years. Let's get into this. All right, it says Barbara Alexander Robinson's mother said by phone from her home in Las Vegas on Thursday afternoon that she first altered to the video Wednesday. It's kind of hard to watch because that's my daughter, Alexander said. I feel bad with her situation, but Dawn does not have to be living in that situation. That's what she chose to be in. All right, it says Robinson said in her video that she lived with her mother and stepfather for the few years in Las Vegas before relocating to Los Angeles with her manager at the time, saying that she and her mother had often butted heads. Alexander described similar struggles that she was not sure where her daughter was living now. She said, I have not actually spoken to Dawn in almost 3 years. Said in adding that she planned to call her soon. As Dawn does not have to be living in her car, she said, nodding her musical talents. That's just ridiculous. She doesn't have to be living like that. Dawn has got the music that could pass Taylor Swift. That's how great she is. So I just wish that she would get her life together and leave all her demons or whatever she's fighting and move on. So Alexander said that she would like to reconcile with her daughter. If she was to knock on the door right now, I would grab her, I would hug her, and I would not even talk about what is out there right now. I'll move past it because it's done and said.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.